come on. It's your come on.
It's got a big
search. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, take it away.
Is it on? Checking 1, 2, 3. Checking. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to 30 Kind of Flirty.
We back, bitches.
Oh. It's like we're going to be nice this time. We're going to be sweet. What up, bitches?
Where the fuck you been? So.
Okay, go ahead. Take it away.
Hi, flirties. Let me reintroduce myself. All very new and exciting and strange and scary.
Back in the studio.
So you might say.
Where have we been?
Oh, where have we been, Britt?
Well, I mean, we've been here.
Okay, so
It's so strange to like reintroduce yourself to people that don't care that you're gone.
but also to those that do care, we owe you an apology because we were MIA for, has it been like 6 months?
Yeah.
Almost half a year. Wow. Okay. Yeah, our last episode was all about us channeling a great 2022. We had lots of plans. We were going to be
Big ideas.
And then we ghosted. we took it back to our very first episode and fucking ghosted. This podcast was going to be a temporary project.
Yes.
Because in, what was it, 2021, like last summer.
Yeah. Second year of the pandemic.
Things were, mentally unhinged a little bit.
We were unwell.
Going through COVID, not having COVID, but going through the pandemic, things still being closed down. Like we had here where we live in the spring and early summer, we were on lockdown again.
Yeah.
So
we were like in our fourth wave or something.
yeah, like things were just a little bit off, and with relationships and dating, and it was just a lot. So we thought, let's do
Channel
something
that.
fun and exciting and switch things up a bit. And then that's how we came up with 30 Kind of Flirty. And we thought we'll do it for a few months, see how it goes. We didn't think it would go very far. And then I think around December, we thought, well, fuck, man, let's just kind of keep this going. And we had planned to keep going through in 2022.
Yeah. Well, and I think to your point, like, we didn't realize how big it would get in such a short time. And I don't mean that to be like, we're trying to like...
An influencer.
Yeah,
like, oh my God,
no,
it's just so
but
much
like
pressure.
the amount of folks and people that kind of came forward and were just like messaging us and wanting to do deals or sponsorships or whatever the case may be, just became overwhelming. And it was like, we don't know how to pick and choose. We weren't ready to do anything. We didn't expect it to kind of take off the way it did. And it wasn't pressure, but it was like, are the things that we're saying meaningful? Because I think the most important thing about a podcast or anything you do is authenticity. And I felt like it became kind of like, what do people want to hear versus what we're actually going through or we want to talk about. Not that the episodes that we put out weren't authentic, because they were, but it was harder and harder and harder to come up with things that we were actually applicable to our lives. So we took a hiatus, and we were quite pleased because we were like, oh my gosh, it's our first hiatus. Like, we've made it.
Yeah, and it happened. It wasn't a planned hiatus.
No.
I don't mind saying this. I had a loss in my family.
Yes.
Very early on in the new year.
Yeah.
And I had to go away for a bit.
Yeah.
And so Brittany was very sweet and said, well, you know what? Why don't we just take a couple weeks off?
Yeah.
And then when you come back, we'll jump right back into it. And then when I came back, when you get out of a routine, it's hard to get back into something. We were both overwhelmed with... in a good way, with the podcast,
with the amount of responses we've had,
and we kind of kept going through a little bit of break, and then we did tease a return early March, which we were planning on.
We sat down.
Comeback. We went for Cheesecake Honeys, and we
did.
We were thinking of renaming the podcast. We were thinking of going in a different direction. We had all these different kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
And then things kept happening. We had some COVID scares there for a few weeks where we couldn't get together to record. A mic broke on us. That happened. Like, there were some things, like we would have been back sooner, but there were just some things that kind of got in the way a little bit.
Yeah, and it was so funny because Joey and I have been so focused on like ourselves that the podcast which is so funny because if I'm thinking about it now, we use the podcast as an outlet to kind of channel our frustrations or what we were going through, and then it became put on the back burner because we didn't need it anymore because everything was going really well as far as like fitness and health and being, you know, like what is it, self-love, and like we were just doing so well mentally in that capacity of just like doing us, that we didn't need the podcast. And I guess that it served its purpose for the time being. And then we just kind of got talking again. You know, summer's here. Flowers are out. Birds are chirping.
The shirtless men are soon going to be out and about.
So we were like, you know what? What a great time. What a great time to kind of bring back the pod. And here we are. And we can't promise that we're going to stick around. We could ghost you again.
No, I think... What we're probably going to do is do our best to keep it
just don't hear from us again.
But I also want us to have it so that, you know what, if we want to take a week off or, you know, Brittany's going away this summer for a couple weeks, so we might just take those 2 weeks off. And because before what would happen is if I was going away for, say, a week or two, and then there's all this pressure, okay, well, we got to record like 3 episodes to make sure we have all this stuff here to come out. And it's like, well, maybe we could just say, hey, you know what? We're going to be gone for 2 weeks. We'll see you next week. And that's okay. Because, I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of them go on hiatus for a couple months, or they take a week off here and there. If something's coming. Like, life happens. So
I got mosquito
sometimes,
bites.
flirties, we're going to call in sick.
We're going to call in sick.
You know, a mental health day.
It's going to be more times than not. That's just who we are.
Playing, was it hokey?
I think it's hooky.
Hooky. We're playing hokey.
I think you're thinking of hokey pokey.
Oh, I probably am. So
yeah, that's kind of where we've been. And then I think we kind of touched on like why we came back, because I think that's kind of the thing is it's like, okay, well, if you went away for 6 months, then why are you back? Like what made you want to do this? But like I said, the summer, we're excited. I want to say we're in a great place mentally because I think life still happens.
Look,
but
it's summer. We're gonna have our tits out, our guns out, and we want you coming along for the ride.
Yeah, like we're things.
Right, yeah.
Things are just really going well. Happy. We'll get into you, Joe.
Sure are.
And then I did have a question here. Was just somebody had asked me. I was talking to one of our listeners about like, yes, we're coming back. And then they had asked like, well, like what's next? Is the podcast changing? Is it going to change on a different schedule? Is it going to still be weekly? Is it going to be monthly? And I mean, Joey and I talked about all of that over our cheesecake. And I think we're going to keep our schedule that we're on, but it might be more sporadic in the sense, like Joey said, if we take a break, but also maybe 1 week we post, 2 episodes, or we're just going to do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
Or, like I said, to kind of touch on our point about overwhelming response to the podcast, we've had a lot of people message us, can you do an episode on this? Can you do an episode on that? So like as those things come up, then I think Joey and I agree that we're just going to try to like get that done and talk about what you guys want to listen to. So that's why there might be a couple episodes 1 week, or maybe like 2 half an hour as opposed to 1 45-minute or something like that.
Yeah.
And I like that flexibility.
It's going to be it's going to be very flexible.
You want to do something sexual?
Just like me.
There it is.
So boys, my number is.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think that was kind of what we had said.
So I think when we look at moving forward, because we did talk a lot about not changing the podcast. It's still going to be witty banter, fucking 2 bimbos.
TKF.
Hashtag TKF.
Something I'm piloting.
But we also talked about so the base was always like, hey, being in your 30s, bumbling around, living through your 30s.
Being flirty.
But there's other things that we like to talk about. Pop culture was a big one. So we do tend to do like the extra flirty. But I think we might try to incorporate more pop culture into the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I'll start making use of the Instagram Reels more often, like New Music Fridays. Yes, or something.
I was thinking about your reel that you put out last. You know what I'm gonna say? No. Last fall, and it was the one where you're reading the magazine, and you're just like, oh hey.
Didn't see you there.
Like you do some really good reels, so things like that.
We like to pilot that. I think it's important for us, and that's another thing too. Like There's also pressure that we talked about of like, well, should we be posting more on Instagram? Should we be posting more of us on Instagram? We don't want to go overboard with our faces because that can get really fucking annoying, and we don't want you to mute us.
Yeah, we're not. I don't think we're like that just in general.
No, but I think we should. One of the things that we want to work on is having more of a presence. On the gram, if you will, on the socials. So I'm thinking maybe like I like talking about music and the new music. So maybe after a New Music Friday, maybe I'll hop on and just kind of shoot the shit in some of the new music that's out.
And after a Formula One race.
And there's Britt coming through, or if a new shuttle's launched in space.
Some PGA Tour stuff.
Or I just found out like literally 5 minutes ago that Britt likes golf. Had no idea. So stay tuned. Is Tiger Woods still a thing?
Yes, he is.
He is. Okay, good.
I'm impressed that you know his name.
I mean, I do find golfers hot.
Okay.
Right? So that's something to be said with that.
They know how to swing a club.
They certainly do. They can wear those plaids too. So
yeah.
So I think we're going to incorporate just different types of topics. Like, I mean, Brittany does love space and racing and
like outer space, not like just space as in like, circumference.
I don't think they would have thought that, Britt. I don't think that's the go-to.
She loves a ruler.
Yeah, she loves to measure. Ooh. So do I.
Outer space. NASA.
Different topics. We might just go off the rails a bit and, do a topic on different things.
And to that point, I think that was part of the reason that I was kind of like, I don't know about the podcast because, like I said, when we started this, we were kind of like, we had a lot going on emotionally and mentally, and we really channeled that through the podcast. But then since then, things have really, we're like, who are those? We don't know those people from 2021. We're different people now, even in 6 months, I think. Yep. Physically, mentally. So I think I didn't want to continue to talk about that stuff because that was no longer something but that's being in your 30s, the ebbs and flows of being in your 30s. And I was like, there's so much more to us as people. Like Joeigh is really smart when it comes, I mean, not that I want to throw you under the bus here, but obviously pop culture, but loves to read, a lot of good authors. You love your true crime. You have other interests. And I just feel like you're so much more than like sex on a stick. And with me, I feel like I give really great advice, but I don't take good advice. And taking all of that aside, there are other interests that I do enjoy. Like Formula One is a huge thing.
Do you know what I love about Brittany?
Here we go.
No, this is like, I know I joke that you're like,
you can be me, but I'm editing.
I always joke that you're, fuck man, are you in your 50s or what? But like, Brittany is really smart and she's really in tune with what's going on in the world. Like she has CNN always on in the background. I do. She's all about the space stuff. She's all about like the news, what's going on in the news. Like me, like I'm so checked out. I'm in my own bubble all the time.
You are. Yeah.
Like
we balance each other that way.
Like I'm not saying that I'm superficial, but a lot of the things I talk about or pay attention to are like superficial things. Whereas I'm not so like, I feel like there's a good balance there, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree.
So I'm interested for you to do a whole lesson on, is Neptune in orbit or is it, can planets move? I don't know.
I don't even know how to respond. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Wait, Neptune's, yeah. Which one is no longer a planet? Pluto. But it is, but it's like a dwarf.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
I don't know if dwarf's politically correct.
Oh, a little person.
It is in the space world.
Okay.
No, but like the James Webb Telescope is a huge thing right now, which you probably don't know.
First time I heard of that.
Which you probably don't know a lick about.
No,
so
and Britt didn't know who Rina Sawayama was. I mean, there was one conversation we had where I was talking about Little Mix, and Britt was like, I have no clue who they are. Yeah. And in the next breath, she was like, oh my God, I love the song Black Magic. I'm like, Britt, that's Little Mix.
Yeah, see? We're just like, I mean, so lately, so Joeigh and I haven't actually, that was another thing I wanted to say. So like, we're kind of coming back on the air, but like Joeigh and I haven't seen each other in over 2 months. So my Spotify this year, my like play stuff is going to be so authentic. What is it called? The end of year wrap up?
Yeah.
It's going to be so legit because every year that I've known Joeigh, it's been Ari, basically. Let's be real. And like this year, it's the
gonna
year of
be-
yacht rock.
It's going to be all the yacht rock.
It's gonna be yacht rock. We're gonna have some Stephen Bishop in there, some Fleetwood Mac. I'm actually pretty excited for it. But no, it's good. TV.
I do apologize for always fucking up your Spotify.
It's like your number one artist is Ari. The number one song is One More Time. Is it One More Time? One Last Time.
One last time.
It's just so funny how different we are, but we're the same at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're back.
Yeah.
We are better than ever.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. And I was gonna say, so like what are some like things that are coming up just to kind of get everybody excited? That like now that we've talked about space, Formula One, true crime, it's like, what is 30 kind of flirty?
I mean, like, can we do this?
But no, we are still going to do all the episodes that you guys request every week that you want to hear about. So some of the ones that are coming up are glow up after a breakup. We did an episode last year on breaking up. What was it called, Joe? Was it like a breakup?
We did one on...
Wasn't it just like a breakup episode?
It was breaking up. It was like how not to break up with someone.
Right.
Like, what are the ways to do a proper breakup and not be so shitty, basically?
There you go. So,
and we did tease there that we wanted to do... We had another idea for a breakup-oriented...
Yeah.
And this is it.
So glow up after a breakup. Like, how can you be like the best version of yourself? And...
Yeah, I think... Because after you break... Like, obviously, when you go through a breakup, especially if you're the one that's broken up with and you're blindsided, your whole world crumbles, right?
Yeah.
You take that time to really... get into your feelings.
Yeah.
And then you gotta fucking rev it up. Rev up those engines. Like, make some changes. Like,
do you.
Take stock in
term,
who you are.
yeah.
And do you.
So we have an episode coming about that. We have an episode that Joey's actually pretty excited about, which is dating and texting habits and decoding them. So like, you know, what text messages really mean, how to read them when you're in relationships, kind of read between the lines. One of the examples Joey said that if somebody says to you, I love spending time with you, or I love speaking with you, that really means they don't like you.
Could be. I mean, there's always context to it. But
could be,
but
or you
usually
said...
if you text something like, oh my God, like, I really like you, I'm having a good time with you.
Yeah.
And they come back with, no.
We haven't really prepared for
I'm
this
trying
episode.
to think, what would you say? You would say something like...
I really like you.
I really like you. And
Yeah.
they would come back and say, yeah, I like spending time with you.
I
And
enjoy spending
sometimes
time with you.
That can mean like...
they're not interested in you, or maybe they're only interested in like...
that person doesn't want to commit themselves.
Totally. So things that would have been very helpful last year, we'll be talking about. And then the other thing that we were going to talk about is Pride Month. Pride Month is in June. It's, I think, I want to say like near and dear.
I'm coming out.
There it is.
I want the world to know.
I always think the belly button singing. From
What?
Okay, everyone that's listening to this, the Levi's commercial, it was like the belly buttons are like I'm coming out.
Oh my God.
Because it was like low rise.
Oh, well.
It was okay. Anyways,
Okay.
so Pride Month coming out. I'm here as an ally, but we're gonna talk about that.
What are you pointing at me for?
Well, I just like I'm not. I'm pointing like I'm wafting.
Yes, Britt's an ally, and I'm just here.
And Joey is Joey. And get ready for summer.
Yeah, we're gonna do a summer oriented, much like the fall one we kind of did.
Oh my God! Remember my icing, my healthy icing. I mean, LOL.
Yeah, I still remember talking about bobbing for apples and being like, "Yo, bae, what that mouth do?"
Yeah, so just your general 30 kind of flirty, your TKF. That's what I'm calling us now.
TKF. Love it, love it,
It
love it.
sounds like a UFC type thing.
Well,
It's like, you listening to TKF tonight? Like, it doesn't have a good ring.
then don't say it. You're the one that's saying it.
I'm just trying to mix it up, okay? A little mix.
Okay. We were gonna be Speak the Blonde, but that
My God, yeah, it was funny when Joey was talking about like how we were brainstorming over was it cheesecake? Like, I don't know.
Yes, cheesecake.
I know exactly what kind I had. We had a whole brainstorming session, which I was going to actually bring up because I thought it was kind of funny. But we were talking about, of course, now I can't find it, but we were talking about like J and B.
Oh yeah,
Speak
wait.
the Blonde.
I just ripped my whole thing.
Just like rip it.
Here
you go. Salt.
Salty with an I.
Salt with a E with the little accent on it.
We had just blonde or like bronzed.
We talked about the basic creative.
Which
I kind of still like. The basic creative.
I also have written here the blonde and the bimbo creative. We were just kind of spitballing.
Bronzed.
The bronzed tea.
We had bronzed. We did for a moment. I can't remember which one it was, but there was one that we were going to change it. It was a real deal orange peel.
Yeah, we were.
But we didn't. And we didn't actually change anything. We're still 30 kind of flirty. We're just 30 kind of flirty revamped. And that's where we've been. That's where we're going. That's who we are.
Yeah. How much time we got there?
We're about 21 minutes in.
Okay, so I did come up with a little quiz, a little game.
Oh, okay.
Just a little something that Brittany has no idea about.
No.
The last season on the pod, one of the episodes we did a game where I threw Gen Z lingo at Britt and she tried to guess what they were.
So happy you remembered that.
It was funny and a lot of people seemed to enjoy it. So I created another one. This one might not be as funny because I think we really did the funny ones the first time. But I just got a few here. There's not many.
So humor at my expense.
So we'll just get through it.
Okay.
So Britt. What do you think W means when someone says W?
What? Can you use it in a sentence?
I went to the gym at 5 a.m., so that's a W for me.
A win.
I knew that would get her. Yeah, it's a win.
Why not just say win?
I know. It's not stupid. W takes more. That takes longer to say than win.
That's a W for me. Why not just say win? Okay, next one. One
what
for
about,
one, baby.
What about TFW?
For the win. The for win.
You know what? No, that's wrong. I was like, you know what? That is right, but that's not right.
Can you put it into a sentence, please?
TFW. The ice cap goes down nice and smooth. Ugh. I don't know why I said that.
TFW.
I actually hate this. I hate when people say this or use this.
I've never heard of that before, and I hate Gen Z.
It's that feeling when.
Why not just say?
I hate when people say that.
Why are we abbreviating?
When people put in their Facebook posts that feeling when or that time when. I hate it. It's so cringy. Stop doing it.
I love how I'm like, why are people abbreviating everything? Why not just say it? I'm like, okay, this week on TFK.
It's like when someone says that feeling when my boss comes up to me and says I'm doing such a good job.
Yeah, I know. I hate that too. Oh, there goes the mic.
Just stop.
I hate that too. And what else do I don't like? There's something else that really bothers me.
Okay,
but I'll think about it.
There's a lot of things that.
And I'll let you know.
You do a lot of stewing on your couch.
Oh, do I ever?
Okay. Just 4 more.
Mm-hmm. Oh my.
Luke, as in LEWK. Luke.
This reminds me of when people remember the era that we went through that was oh my god.
Yes, Ermagerd. Ermagerd.
I hated that.
I don't even know where that came from.
Okay, so what is it called? It's like look, but with an E?
Yeah, like an EW. Lurk. Lurk.
I don't know.
This is something that is your very own personal signature style. So for me, it's like neutrals are my lurk. No, I would never say that. Like, what is the point? I just don't.
It sounds like you're tripping over your words.
So stupid. Okay, ready for another one? Mm-hmm. Dank. DANK.
Sentence, please.
Dank. Britt, your bucket hat is dank.
Bad?
You would think. But it's slang for something that is excellent and very high quality. Dank.
Oh my god, that's like low-key trash.
That's like low-key trash.
Oh my god, I love this song. It's low-key trash.
But do you love that I said your bucket hat is dank?
You hate my bucket hat. I don't have a bucket hat, but I've been looking at bucket hats
since last year.
And Joey just always that's a hard
vibe
no.
With them. I always see people wear them. They're anyway. Okay. Hype beast.
What? Hype beast? I'm gonna need a sentence.
Unfortunately, you could say that I am a hype beast. That's not much of a sentence, though, is it?
Superficial?
You're just like, okay, is it a moron, an asshat?
Superficial, conceited, full of yourself.
Say more.
Keep going.
Keep going. A hype beast. Okay, so do you know what I thought it would be? You know, like a hype girl, like someone that hypes you up. Like your best friend or your, like your wingman.
Imagine somebody like you're like cheering on your best friend and they're like, you're such a hype beast.
That's what I thought it was.
Like, don't know why I need to be a beast.
But, yeah, I don't know why I'm a beast. You're such a big hype beast.
Don't know why I need to be big. Okay.
But it's someone who cares too much about things that are popular rather than being more individual. So I guess like a basic bitch is a hype beast.
I hate
Stupid.
that. I hate that. I hate
Now,
that so much.
This is one that I've heard of. Mm-hmm. And I think it branched a lot out of TikTok. Mm-hmm. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Joeigh. Cheugy. And folks, Britt looks so pissed right now.
Wasn't that at some point Brody Jenner's brand?
Probably. Might have been.
I'm going to look that up. I
mean,
don't know what that is.
I
mean, I've heard of it. I have heard about that one.
Joeigh. Like Joe told Britt to ditch the hot pink bucket hat because it's Joeigh.
I don't know. I honestly this game I hate because it makes me feel like I don't know anything.
No, it doesn't make me feel old at all. It makes me feel I don't want to know this stuff. This is stupid.
So what's Gen Z? What ages would that be? What years?
You'd have to look it up. I know we're millennials.
2000s? Joeigh.
Joeigh.
I don't know.
Just the opposite of trendy.
So
I don't know why he would call it. Well, I guess he's like calling it Joeigh.
How do you spell it?
Cheugy.
Joeigh. There it is. But is that from Brody Jenner? Go ahead.
That's all I got.
Oh.
That was it. It was easy peasy. We went through a lot of the good ones last time.
Those were good because I didn't know.
I never heard of. I heard of W. I heard of TFW. I heard of Luke. But Dank and Hypebeast I never heard of. And Joeigh I did hear of, but only because of a podcast I listened to that talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Joeigh was Brody Jenner's brand, but it's going to bother me because I think he had a brand similar to that word. But of course I can't find it because why would I be able to?
That's all right. So. We're sure you're...
Joeigh. Brody Jenner's good looking though.
He is.
I haven't followed him in ages.
His brother is too. His brother glowed up.
Did he?
Yeah.
Brandon?
Yeah. He's got a nice body too.
I mean...
I just never liked the way, what is it? Brody, wore his clothes. He always wears pants so baggy and stuff. It looks so bad on him.
Yeah, very like SoCal, like
yeah,
boy.
I mean, I guess that was of the time if we're looking at the hills, but...
Ugh, the hills.
I know.
Anyways, we digress.
But that's the little game. I thought it'd be fun to do that.
We love that game. We love that we're back. I feel like being back and recording especially is like I'm losing momentum, I find. So I think as we get further into it, it'll become more naturally. It's been a long time.
Yeah, 6 months.
Basically. It's not like it comes so
5 months.
We get along so well anyway, so it's like, we... But like it's like talking, it's just talking to your best friend. It's hanging out with the people that are listening. Our flirties, I think we used to call them.
Yeah.
You flirts.
Yeah, the old flirties.
But yeah, it's just strange. It's just strange to be chatting and to be back. And I feel like, I feel Joeigh about it. Did I use that right?
No.
Okay. It's no problem.
But you feel this podcast era is going to be dank because that's high quality and excellent.
So there you go. You flirties are all dank.
You're all dank to me. So, all right, guys. So
that's it.
Thanks for tuning in.
Slide into the DMs like you've been doing.
On a Sunday?
We don't know.
We don't know yet. Okay.
Flexible.
So you know what? We're gonna do a little tease thing on the Instagram before the episode comes out. And I'm just so excited. I'm getting choked up. Anyway, I was trying to transition to our Instagram to say, follow us at 30 Kind of Flirty Podcast.
Yes.
Email us at 30kindoflirty@gmail.com. Oh, 30 Kind of Flirty Podcast at gmail.com. I mean,
if I were you and you were me, I would not hit up the Twitter.
I would just hit up. No, I would just DM us through Instagram.
Like
really.
act kind of flirty. So I don't have Twitter. I've never had Twitter. I'm not a Twitter.
She's not much of a twit.
I'm not a twit. So the Twitter thing for me is just really, honestly, I'm going to be honest, a pain in the ass.
I don't think we need to even have a Twitter, to be honest with you.
No, I mean...
I don't use it much myself.
Yeah, I'm just not a tweeter. So, anyways, I wouldn't go on Twitter.
I'm glad we've settled on that. Thank you for taking the time. I just feel
like if you were watching a grid right now with everybody listening, we're just like seeing them blink off.
I think so. Yeah, I think they checked. I mean, 5 people probably only tuned in to begin with.
I feel like, are you excited for the return of Ferdy?
Okay.
Of 30 kind of flirty, or is it just us?
Yeah, if you are excited, let us know.
Let us know.
Shoot a comment or a DM.
Yeah, you can find us on all the platforms.
You know.
This has been something.
So, all right, guys.
Bye-bye.
To a new era.